Welcome to episode 506 of AI Brief. Today, we have a mission to explore what is honestly a massive shakeup in enterprise AI.
A really significant shift, definitely.
Because we are seeing Anthropic actually overtake OpenAI in business adoption. And on top of that, we are breaking down Amazon's incredibly aggressive new rollout of Alexa for shopping.
Which is fascinating because, while the consumer AI space gets all the flashy hype online, the actual battle happening right now is for the enterprise wallet and household integration, too.
So true. Let's jump straight into this corporate update because right now there is basically a silent corporate takeover happening in the back offices of America.
Oh, the RAMP AI index data.
Precisely. This comes from the fintech firm Ramp. They just published their latest data, and for the first time ever, Anthropic has officially taken the paid business adoption lead away from OpenAI.
Which is a huge milestone.
It is massive. In April alone, Anthropic's adoption rose by 3.8%. So they captured 34.4% of the market. And meanwhile, OpenAI fell by 2.9%, dropping down to 32.3%.
And this is paid business adoption, just to be clear.
Yes, exactly. Well, absolutely, I should say. And when you zoom out to look at the overall landscape, AI use among these businesses has climbed to over 50%.
Wait, so overall use is at 50.6% now.
50.6%, meaning more than half the companies you do business with are now using an AI to process the data you send them. And Ramp is tracking spend across over 50,000 United States businesses.
That is what makes it so significant. They are tracking actual corporate card payments. It is not a survey, it is a direct spend signal.
A completely objective measurement.
For sure. When a company authorizes recurring payments on a corporate card, it means they rely on that tool. The fact that Anthropic has surged like 400% since 2025 is just a massive validation for them.
And what is driving that specifically? For a long time, the perception was that ChatGPT was the default for everything, and Claude was maybe just a niche tool for coders.
That was the narrative, definitely.
But the data shows Claude code breaking out of engineering entirely. It has penetrated finance departments, legal teams, complex research workflows. It is a silent takeover of the back office.
Which is, that is exactly what triggered that massive internal code red at OpenAI.
Oh, the one led by Fujisimo.
Yes, 2 months ago. OpenAI realized they were losing critical ground in the paid enterprise sector. That panic drove their drastic strategic shift recently, pushing heavily back toward codecs and aggressive enterprise sales.
The enterprise push makes so much sense now.
But we should balance this out a bit. OpenAI is not cooked by any means.
How so?
Well, Ramp's data relies on corporate cards, which completely misses those massive, multi-million-dollar negotiated enterprise deals that happen totally off the books.
Oh, that is a great point.
Plus, ChatGPT still undeniably remains the consumer king. And, Anthropic is navigating some massive operational risks right now. They have had several recent Claude outages.
I remember those outages. They were pretty disruptive.
Very disruptive. And their operating costs are notably higher compared to OpenAI and the open source models out there.
That is fair. But while Anthropic is winning the corporate card, Amazon is making a monumental play for the consumer wallet, connecting the office trends to the home.
Amazon is doubling down hard.
They really are. They have officially folded their beta chatbot, Rufus, into a new super agent called Alexa for shopping.
And Rufus was huge in beta, wasn't it?
Over 300 million users in 2025 alone. Now, all of that product knowledge is the foundation for this new Alexa. And the capabilities are wild. It can field complex questions directly in the search bar, run side-by-side comparisons, track pricing.
That sounds like a massive time saver.
But the automation is where it gets crazy. You can set it to track pricing and execute an auto buy the moment your target price is hit. They also have scheduled actions for automated restocking.
Which removes all the friction from online shopping.
Completely. And it even has a Buy For Me feature. It handles checkouts autonomously on non-Amazon stores.
The advantage Amazon has here is just terrifying, honestly. Think about their data mode. They aren't just training an AI on random internet text.
They have all the purchase history.
Purchase history, preferences, catalog data, prior chats. They know what you browsed, what you returned, what you hesitated on. No other company has that exact combination of commerce data and physical hardware in your house.
I do have a question about that, though. I want to push back a little on how seamless this will be.
Okay, what is your concern?
With consumers already adopting other AI platforms like Apple or Google agents for their daily shopping needs, will Alexa actually play nice and integrate with them? Or are they forcing a walled garden?
History suggests Amazon will try to keep you in their ecosystem. But if an Apple agent cannot hand off a shopping list to Alexa, consumers might just choose the path of least resistance.
It is a massive gamble for Amazon. Let's pivot now because there is so much else going on today. I want to shift to the rest of the major AI developments. I will hand the floor over to you to lead the rundown.
Sounds good. So, taking a slower look at the wider landscape, let's connect back to Anthropic's enterprise win. They just released a suite called Claude for Small Business.
Oh, targeting the smaller operations now.
Totally. It plugs their cowork system directly into QuickBooks, PayPal, and DocuSign. And it comes with 15 ready-to-run workflows for things like payroll and invoices, plus 12 specific legal workflows.
So you don't even need to build the automation yourself. It is just out of the box.
Just out of the box. Shifting gears to deep tech, there is a massive deal that just dropped. Ineffable Intelligence, which is a startup founded by DeepMind alum David Silver, just secured $1.1 billion in seed funding.
$1.1 billion for a seed round. That is absurd.
It puts their valuation at $5.1 billion, and they landed a partnership with NVIDIA to build training pipelines for reinforcement learning agents.
And these agents learn differently, don't they?
They do. They learn fundamentally via trial and error. So instead of human feedback, they generate their own synthetic experience. And they are targeting NVIDIA's upcoming Vera Rubin hardware.
Which perfectly highlights the sheer scale of the hardware powering all this.
Speaking of NVIDIA, they just became the first company in history to hit a $5.5 trillion market cap.
5.5 trillion. Wow.
And that milestone coincided directly with CEO Jensen Huang arriving in China to join U.S. President Donald Trump and Chinese President Xi Jinping.
Just sitting at the table with the leaders of the two largest economies in the world, it shows hardware is the new oil.
Absolutely. Now, looking at the creative side of things, Higgs Field just launched their supercomputer. It is an agentic creative pipeline.
A creative pipeline. How does that work?
Yeah. It uses a chat-based interface. You just give it a plain language brief, and it autonomously picks the model and renders the assets. No prompts or tool hopping.
It just collapses the entire creative stack into one chat.
It really does. Moving to legal and safety developments, Sam Altman gave some significant testimony in the Musk versus OpenAI legal battle.
Oh, the ongoing lawsuit.
Yes. Altman stated on the record that Musk's specific plans on safety worried him so profoundly that Altman actually proposed passing control of the company to his own children.
Wait, really? To his children? That is incredibly intense.
It highlights how volatile the control of artificial general intelligence really is. And speaking of safety, Microsoft introduced MDAAH. It is a system that chains together over 100 agents to collaboratively hunt software bugs.
100 agents working together.
Working in tandem. It already caught 16 distinct flaws in Windows.
That is actually incredible for cybersecurity.
But there is a flip side. The UK AI Safety Institute just reported that cyber attack capabilities are doubling every few months. They cited successful simulated breaches by systems like Mythos Preview and GPT 5.5.
Which means the same agents that can hunt bugs can also exploit them.
Precisely the issue.
We have covered so much ground today, from global geopolitics down to small business payroll. Now, we want to bring the focus directly to you, the listener. Let's run through today's trending AI tools and look at a practical use case for each one.
Always the most actionable part of the deep dive.
First on the list is Zed. You can use this to edit code seamlessly through human and AI collaboration. It acts more like a pair programmer than just a basic generator.
Super helpful for keeping the human in the loop.
Definitely. Next is Traffic Claw. If you manage a digital presence, use this to talk directly to your SEO and analytics data to find hidden traffic patterns. No more digging through complex dashboards.
Just plain language questions.
Exactly. Well, spot on. Then we have Nudge. This is an AI task manager. You can deploy it to completely auto-schedule your entire week. It balances meetings and deep work dynamically based on shifting priorities.
Like having a dedicated executive assistant.
Next is Vocosa. Turn any video link into highly accurate text transcripts almost instantly. It is perfect for extracting notes from long lectures or corporate meetings without watching them in real time.
Huge time saver.
And as we discussed heavily earlier, Alexa for shopping, you can set this agent to actively price track specific household items and execute an automatic purchase when the cost drops to your target.
The auto-buy feature is going to change habits.
For sure. For creative workflows, the Higgs Field supercomputer is online. Use it as a cloud AI agent with memory to build highly polished video assets from scratch just by having a conversation.
No more tool hopping.
Also, incognito chat. Use this for private, encrypted chats with Meta AI directly on WhatsApp.
Very important for privacy.
And finally, Claude for small business. If you run an organization, deploy it today to completely automate chasing late invoices or running your weekly payroll.
Looking at this entire list of tools, looking at the tools we just covered, a massive trend is solidifying here.
What stands out to you?
We are witnessing the death of the blank chat box. You no longer have to stare at a blinking cursor trying to engineer the perfect prompt. The trend is shifting completely from AI as a passive chat box to AI as an integrated agent.
Meaning it does the work for you.
Completely. Tools like Higgsfield and Claude are eliminating the need to jump between different software. They just execute the task across multiple platforms on your behalf.
That transition from passive assistant to active agent is going to fundamentally redefine how we value our time. And that wraps up our deep dive for today. Thank you so much for tuning in.
It was a great discussion today.
Please make sure to follow the podcast on your preferred platform. And we highly encourage you to share this specific deep dive with someone who needs to stay ahead of the AI curve.
Keeping your circle informed is so important right now.
It really is the best way to prepare. But as we sign off, we want to leave you with one final provocative thought to explore on your own. We are rapidly approaching a world where autonomous agents buy our groceries, run our corporate payroll, and generate our media. The most pressing question isn't whether AI can manage the mundane logistics of our lives.
The technology is clearly already there.
It is. The real question is, once it does take over those tasks, what exactly are you going to do with all the time you get back?
Something to really think about. Farewell, everyone.
See you in the next episode.